Out of the corner of her eyes, Ayaka saw movement. There was a flash of light before she felt a shudder run through the monster's body and travel into the Naginata. "Took you long enough?" Ayaka grinned with gritted teeth. Ayaka saw the boar's eyes glaze over and the strength leave its body. It soon made a loud crashing sound as the body struck the dirt road, a cloud of dust created around it. Grinning, Mizuki swept her katana and flung the blood off of it, saying, "I didn't want to take away all the fun." She looked at Ayaka. "From what I could see, you had things pretty much handled. It didn't look like the monster was going to reach you at any point." Pulling out her weapon from the boar's body, Ayaka sighed. She knew that Mizuki was just joking, and if Ayaka had been in any real danger, her friend would have jumped in immediately. Flicking the blade, the blood flung out into the grassy area next to the road. Checking to make sure that all the blood had been removed, Ayaka made her way back to the cart. Reaching it, she took a moment to grab the leather cover and put it on the blade. Securing it, Ayaka awkwardly returned the weapon to the leather holder on her back. With how long that took, I don't think it was that bad, Ayaka said. The grassland boar was worth 25 gil points and only took a little longer than hunting a couple of horned rabbits. "So, which side do you want to take?" Mizuki asked as she stood next to the dead monster. Pointing at the tusks, Ayaka said, "You can take the front. I imagine the tusks make it easier to handle. I'll take the rear." Nodding, Mizuki made her way to the front of the boar. Ayaka grabbed the hind legs. "You ready?" she asked. "Yep," Mizuki answered. "On my count, we lift on 3, Ayaka said. Gripping the legs of the boar, she said, 1, 2, 3, and lifted the legs. Ayaka made sure to lift the heavy monster with her legs instead of her back. Even if the hot bath was available later that day, she didn't like the thought of messing her back from the heavy lifting. Holding up the monster, the two quickly made their way to the cart. Grunting slightly, both of them lifted up the boar and tried to gently set it inside the cart. The last thing they wanted was to break the cart. Let alone having to pay for it, the thought of carrying the boar back wasn't a pleasant idea. Wiping away the sweat from her brow, Ayaka grinned at Mizuki. 1 down. With this, we paid more than half the cart. We need to do this several more times in order to make the trip and rental worth it. Mizuki sighed. Regretting it? Ayaka asked. Looking up the sky, Mizuki said, Not really. I'm just worried that we don't have enough time before we need to start heading back. Mizuki walked to the handle area of the cart and lifted it up. She then began walking forward. Ayaka walked next to Mizuki. At least this will be a good experience for us. Unless we end up going up against multiple boars, I think our strategy can be relied upon. What happens if we attract more than one? Mizuki asked. Think of the problem. It took a couple of minutes before Ayaka grinned. I guess you'll have to be a distraction. Mizuki's mouth was opened, as though she was about to protest. While you're distracting them, I'll have to be feet away from the monster while hoping my weapon doesn't break. I think it's fair that you distract them, Ayaka pointed out. Realizing that was going to be the case, Mizuki closed her mouth and simply nodded. Well, if it goes just like this one did, I don't think I need to worry about it. Though they're fast, the speed of the bull is less compared to the horned rabbits, Ayaka said. The fact that the bulls were slower helped Ayaka not be too concerned about things turning out for the worst. All she needed to do was pay attention to how the bull was charging and position the weapon correctly. But at the same time, she reminded herself that she needed to be ready to jump out of the monster's path if anything did go wrong.